Good evening, everybody. As we're just counting down now to the start of the lobby this evening for Tier 2. We have almost a full grid this evening for 19 drivers on track out of the possible 20. So looking like it hopefully could be a very good race. Turn 1's obviously very exciting, especially at the start of the race. But yeah, we'll see how things go. I need to turn that off. Excuse me. Let's go back over it. Right, so yeah. Tier 2. Let's have a quick look at their standing. Let me just get that. Let me just get the standings. Tier 2. So that there. Oh, hello. There we go. We'll have a quick look. Oh my god, that's so huge. There we go. So we have the standings up at the moment. Evening Warm the Forest, evening Tobrito. Shinbone. As we can see, we have Tesco's currently leading the way in Tier 2 with 204 points, but in close pursuit is Luke Stepney. I don't believe Luke is racing this evening, so Tesco's could extend his advantage over Luke there. Bam in the Mercedes, only 9 points behind, so he's still very much in the hunt as well. Obviously with Luke not being here, he can push above Luke. We have a bit of a gap down to 4th and 5th, who have 51 and 61 points respectively. That's Drac and Woody. Woody obviously having two DNFs, and Drac having one this season. Otherwise been fairly decent results for the pair of them. Let's just see how we're getting on track. Oh, there we have cars coming out. We'll come back to that later. Yeah, let's just get on track. Don't guess then second gap tomorrow. I don't. Where are we racing? Singapore? That's never going to happen. I'm never going to get that much of a gap at Singapore. I mean, I'll probably be 10 seconds behind because I generally hate the place. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about now. As we have King Luke on his outlet. Let's get a few details up. We know what tyres they're all on. I'm guessing they're all on. What do you call them? The softs. My God, what's this? Get the map up, and yeah, okay, so there we go. So, what's people's predictions for the race this evening? Who we gonna be on top? Tesco's obviously wanting to get pole position, to get a good start into turn 1, then wanting to extend his advantage over Luke and Bam in P3. But this evening we have King Luke just about to come around the last corner to start his first flying lap of this evening, and away he goes, just following around for a little bit, just until I think we've got Haas that's on behind him as well, so that'll be Adam the Sweet, I believe, starting the lap now. It is. He looked a little tail happy there, I've got to be honest. Might just be me, but I definitely saw that tail wagging. But his teammate Adam the Sweet, who is starting his lap, has got, I think that's the sister RB in front of him, but it's the Alpine, definitely getting out of the way. He's also got behind him the Red Bull of, let me think who that could be. It's not Moody, so it's going to be, they're both on out laps, so as Adam has invalidated this lap, we'll see who else is on a lap. Jar Jar is on a lap, just coming through end of sector 1 there. Yellow flags up ahead, that'll be probably for Adam getting out of the way. King Luke is the furthest out on track at the moment. Batman has retired from the session. Thought I was on King Luke, but there we go, we're on King Luke now. He just coming towards the end of his What's going on here? Why are these? Oh, they're obviously, what do you call them? Engine penalties this evening. And we have Luke coming across the line in a 1:22.9, which will be followed by, I think it's Charger now, who is the next one up. Alpine getting well out of the way there before the corner. It's free range. I missed free range putting in the fast lap. Let's see what Charger does across the line. And a 1:22.7 pops him into P2. So free range leading the way by 9 tenths. As I say that, KL puts it into the 1:21s. First driver into the 1:21s. 1:21.9. What a great first lap from himself. Tesco's just going around the beginning. Moody, I think, is starting his lap there. UFRL William is starting his laps. We'll come back to him shortly. We've got 50 Gent, who is going to be next across the line. Let's see where he pops this Mercedes on the grid, potentially for the race. So again, welcome to everybody who is just joining. This is Tier 2 Racing Qatar. We're about sort of 5 minutes into it, and we've got 50 Gent just coming across the line now to complete that lap in a 1:24.5. So he must have made a mistake somewhere, as Woody pops in a 1:21.7, so nearly 2 tenths faster than KL. I know Tesco's was coming to the end of his lap now, so we'll just have to see how Tesco's is getting on. Tesco's pops into P2, breaks into 1:21s as well, 1:21.9. Still a bit off Woody, but let's see. We've got William, we've got a Haas in front of him. Is that Adam in front? It is Adam in front, going to come across the line now. Pops in a 1:24. We're just going to get back to William, who is now next across the line. Pops in a 1:22.4, pops into 5th place. So we have a Kick, a Ferrari, Red Bull, a Visa RB, and Moody is starting his lap. And then a Ferrari after the Visa RBs. Let's see who else we got. They seem to be coming into the pits. And we got Jar Jar going for another run. Oh, this will be a cool down lap. So starting his next flying lap now. Come on the Alpine, says Deck. You got Alpine in 6th and 17th for the minute, because Drac has not even come out of the pitch yet. We're just there aboard with, we've got a Kick coming to the end. That probably is Woody coming on to into the pits. And we got, who was that? Tobarito. He's coming to the end of his lap, and he pops in a 1:22.9, very respectable 1:22.9. Pops into 10th position. Good, respectable lap there from Tobarito. Moody invalidated his lap. We've got Wacky on an out lap. Let's nip back up to Jar Jar, who has invalidated. Someone just went ahead. I think it's Bakey. No, Tobarito. No, he just went. 50. Adam Sweet. Is Adam on another lap? I think he is not on another lap. Moody is going to set up for one. Wacky is on an out lap, starting his flying lap now. I think, yes he is. He's starting his flying lap now. Jar Jar was on a lap. No, he's invalidated. King Luke is down in the first sector by a second. Assuming he's backing out of that. Yeah, it does look like he's going a bit slower. Was that? Why can't I select him? There we go. Wacky, how's he doing? Should we see? Just see how he's getting on. We'll watch him to the end of sector 2, and then I'll nip over to see what that RB is. If mommy says yeah. Wacky. Let's see how he gets on through the end of sector 2. Coming across, we're at 58.8. Let's see, we got anybody on a flying lap. What was King Luke? He's coming into the pits. So he's just Wacky on a fly lap at the minute. So we might as well stick on board. Watch him to the end of his lap. We've got several cars now back out on track, ready to start their second or third flying lap in some cases. And Wacky puts across at a 1:23.6, pops into P11. Ahead of 50 Gen and Adam the Sweet at the moment. We've got Destroyer Drac, who's just starting his first flying lap of this evening. Hybrid will be coming across soon to start his first lap, as will Moody, who has just come out of the pits. Then we have, what's that RB in front? There you go, KL39. He is now going to start his second flying lap of this evening. Can he get 3 tenths on this lap to get in front of Tesco's and get in front of Woody? As Tesco's is coming round to start his lap, as Woody is a bit further on. So we'll see how KL gets on with this lap. What's he doing in the first sector? Yeah, the flag's down in sector 1. I think that's for a Mercedes getting out of the way, or an Aston. I think it was the Aston of Wacky there, trying to get out of the way of everybody starting their flying lap. And here we come across for the first sector. He's down in the first sector. He's down by a tenth, so not looking good so far for him. Tesco's now just starting his flying lap, and Woody a little bit further on. We'll get back to them shortly. We got Free Range, who is purple in the first sector. He's the fastest of anybody through the first sector. Is he getting a little cheeky toe from the Aston in front of him? Obviously not now, because he's past him, but was it down the straight there, getting a little cheeky toe? Soon find out as the lap progresses. We've got Hack. He's up in his second sector, so he's looking to improve possibly to P7 or 6, going by the time that was his time in sector 2 there. As he comes across the final corner, he does invalidate it towards the end, and he bails out very, very late last minute, as Woody is up by 3 tenths in the second sector. So he's really, really putting his foot down through this one. Destroyer Drac, Tesco's. Where is Woody? There he is. So he's 3 tenths up. What's he going to do across the line? 121.2. Absolutely leaves the field standing. Tesco's does come across the line, does improve, pops him to P2 for 121.7. Free Range, who I thought was up. Nah, he's not up. Dracker's invalidated that lap. KL, no. Got William, who's up in sector 1. Looks like he was down in sector 2 though. Now he's invalidated that lap. Hybrid, who's also invalidated. He's in the pits. He's not. He's in the pits. He's on a fast lap. Let's have a look through at Jar Jar, going through to the end of sector 2. What's he going to be putting in? What sort of greatness can we expect from Jar Jar this evening? He's 2 tenths up on his time at the moment, so he's looking to stay into the top 10 here. As we got him, he's bailed out. He is on a flyer to Burrito. He's on a fly lap just ahead of Jar Jar on track, but behind him on the grid currently. Burrito comes across the line in a 122.7, does pop ahead of Jar Jar, but Jar Jar's coming down the straight. He pops into 122.5, pops into 8th place. Great lap from Jar Jar there. Hybrid, who's invalidated his lap. Looks like everybody else is going into the pits there. They are. So we have 50 Gent. Quite possibly on an in lap. Moody is on a flying lap. This will be his first flying lap of the evening. How's he going to get on? Round the final corner. Battery being deployed. DRS open wide now. 129.2. Unless there was another like sort of warm-up banker lap, and then he's going for the flying lap now. Let's see how he gets on. But no, by the end of sector 1, as I think that's Wacky Racers coming down the straight now, or starting another flying lap possibly. But I think Moody is the only one on a flying lap at the minute. Wacky is not on a flying lap. Top Burrito is not. So yeah, currently, who's that? No, Wacky's not on the flying lap. So we've just got Moody, who apparently is 2 seconds up in sector 1. So everybody had Moody for pole. And he's invalidated. He's invalidated his lap. But with a potential 2-second gap, he's now 4 seconds up. I mean, he really is flying. Where do you think he ran off track? Because I didn't see him run off track. I think this lap is potentially the one. I think he's kept within the lines all the way. I haven't actually seen him outside the line, so I say finish the lap. No? Okay. Could have argued that one out, I reckon. I don't actually know. Wacky, very slowly round the track. Guessing he might be out of fuel. As he is. Yeah, we're out of fuel. So he's going to be crawling back to the pits. Yellow flags everywhere. How long do we have left of the session, if anybody knows? As we have a car coming out of the pits. It is Williams of Tobrito. He's the first back out on track for the final flying laps of this evening. I saw Ferrari coming out. Is that William? It is William coming out in a Haas of, I think, Adam the Sweet. It is the other Ferrari of Tesco's coming out as well. Is Woody going to come out to try and improve on his time once again? As the Ferrari of William getting really out of the way of Adam the Sweet there. Maybe he's wanting to get a little cheeky toe down the start-finish straight. But that can also hinder his whole qualifying lap as well, because if he does turn out to be faster than Adam, he'll have to slow up, and that won't help him in the long run. Who else we've got? Tobarito, he's a bit further up, so he will be the first across the line to start his final flying lap. I probably already said that, so apologies for that. But does anybody have an idea of who's gonna, if anybody's gonna pip Woody here, or are we gonna just settle for Woody being P1, and who's gonna go for P2, 3, or 4? Who's gonna be alongside Woody? That's the question, I think, as Tobarito now starts his final flying lap. He does have a car coming out of the pits, so it's an Alpine of F1 Hack. Will he get out of the way rather quickly, because that Williams is going to hunt him down and want him to get past him without any hindrance to his last lap. As he comes around the corner, the Alpine still very much in the view, could be possibly causing a bit of dirty air for the Williams driver. And I think now the Alpine has seen him. No, I don't think he has. Still not moving out of the way. This could be causing a lot of issues. I know the Alpine is trying to warm up his tyres, but the car behind is on the flat. He does move out of the way, but that's cost Tobarito a lot of time. That's cost him a lot of time. I think that might go to the stewards. But we're nip on, because there is a kick coming across the line now to start his flying lap. I think, is it William who's further ahead now? Tesco's ahead. Wasn't Adam ahead of him? Yeah, he was. So Adam now coming to the end of sector 2. Is he going to be faster? He's up by a second, nearly a second and a half in the second sector. So he's really putting pedal to the metal, as they say now. Looking to improve on the 24.6, second and a half. Looking at 21, late 21s here. Late 21s, if he keeps it together. I'm well off my time, because that's 22s. That's 23. One's bit. Oh, he was 24, wasn't he? Yeah. Sorry. Got carried away. Who's next? We got Moody validated his lap again. We've got a kick of Woody starting his lap. Oh, he is coming out again. And he takes that line. Now, I've heard the drivers, when they take the painted line, there's less friction, so they don't bounce up and down as qualifying has come to an end. So it does give you a little bit of an extra bit of speed through the down the straight. Tesco's looks like he's saving. Who's next across the line? That is a kick of Hybrid. How's he going to do? I think he's pretty much out of battery here. Across the line, P6. Bakey Gaming P12, who's next across the line. It is free range. He does improve on his time, but he doesn't improve enough to get past Woody, but he does get past Tesco's. Tesco's is all off the track, so he's not going to be looking to improve now as Drac is on a flying lap. He's going to see the Ferrari onto the side of the track. He's going to try and build on that, try and be faster. He's up by nearly half a second in Sector 2. This could put him above Tesco's if he continues on his way. It could put him into P2 if he continues round now. Is he going to keep it together as Woody puts in another fastest lap, pulls further clear. KL puts it. Drac does put it into P2. I'll just say KL got it into P3, but Drac with a stonking lap puts it up into P2. Absolutely fantastic lap as Adam Sweet comes into the pit. So that is your qualifying results for this evening. Amazing lap there from Woody to improve on his already fast time for pole position. And then Drac held it together throughout that lap and put the Alpine up into P2. 2 and a bit tenths off Woody. KL obviously again with another great lap pops the RB up into P3 with free range into P4. So between P2 and P4, there's P16. There's a second. Can anyone see all the sand that Woody has dropped from his bags? There's enough to create a desert. Yeah, I mean, Woody was flying around that circuit. He obviously likes Qatar. Suits his driver style, I assume. But we'll see how he gets on through the race. But there you have the kick Sauber of Woody, P1, Destroyer Drac, P2, KL in third. Alongside him, Free Range Eggs. Next in line, Tesco Meal Deals, Hybrid P6, King Luke 7th, Jar Jar 8th, William 9th, Toborito 10th, F1 Hack 11th, Bakey Gaming 12th, Moody 13th, Wacky Racer 14th, 15th Adam the Sweet, 16th 50 Gent, and Salty, Titan and Batman, I believe, all served engine penalties this evening. So they will be starting from the back of the grid. And now we will have a 5-minute break. And we will commence again at, I believe, will be 2031. I'll just wait for confirmation on that. Yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation on that time. I'm sure they'll be letting us know shortly.
How did you not see that boulder? I did.
And have we had anything
Andy, I don't know.
yet? I don't believe we have. But yeah, I make that 2031. So yeah, just make sure you're back just after past, and we will catch the race then. See you in 5. So, welcome back. I hope everybody has got their cups and drinks and everything. And I hope that everybody is ready for this evening's race from Tier 2. Hopefully it'll be an entertaining one, as drivers I think can start readying up now. It is 2032. So, is there going to be carnage into turn 1? Will it keep it clean? Will Woody get the start off the line that his pole pretty much deserves? Could Drac even do it? Drac did a fantastic lap there. And here we go. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We're holding. And we are go in Qatar. It looks fairly quiet and sounds fairly quiet. Not sure what's going on. There we go. Drive-through penalty for Moody. Jump start. Not the greatest start for him. Drac doesn't manage to get past Woody into turn 1. So Drac, Woody, KL and Free Range side by side. Following suit through Rick Jar Jar up in P5 in a minute. Everybody looks fairly clean at the moment. A few bad. Oh, we have a wing damage. We have a wing flying off from someone. Not sure. I think that was a Haas of King Luke who's lost his wing. There looks like a Haas going wide there. And we have all sorts of things going on there. Adam cutting the corner apparently and then driving in sideways. I don't think he had control of what was going on there, but he will definitely have some wing damage. 50 Gent moving up. Salty Stevens dropping down. Wacky Racer dropping down. Not sure what was going on there. What happened to Adam? He seems to just get hooked up onto the curb and he wasn't able to get off. Wacky does have damage. Moody, I don't think, had any damage there. Doesn't look like he has. Salty Stevens looks damage free. 50 Gent also looks damage free. Titan looks damage free. Woody already setting the fastest lap of the race and already over a second and a half ahead of Drac, which will not help Drac for the defense of P2 for the rest of this race, as I think Woody is already just gone. We'll have a look at the old tyre situation, which we have Woody on medium tyres pulling out almost 2 seconds before we're even halfway through the second lap. Destroyer Drac is on the hard tyres though, but don't think you wanted to drop this far back behind Woody for the start of the race. It's already 2 seconds. We've already got 1 lap and a sector done. He's already 2 seconds behind. KL, Free Range, Jar Jar, hot pursuit of Destroyer Drac there. Hybrid is the other one on hards. He's kept with the group, so it's looking good for him at the moment. Looks familiar to the Tier 1 Qatar race. It was slight resemblance, wasn't there? But Tesco's in the Ferrari at P7, Tobarito P8 in the other Williams. Let's just have a look at the penalties. You can see Alan Sweet 3 seconds for apparent corner cutting, which I don't really think he got much of a choice once he was hooked up onto the curb. But we'll have a look at the position changes. Jar Jar is the big mover out of the top 10, up 3 places now into P5. Tesco is the biggest loser of the top 10, down 2. Tobarito and F1 Hack both up 2 places. But what's going to happen here is KL is still behind Destroyer Jack. Didn't manage to use a DRS to get past him that time. But he'll be staying in hot pursuit of Destroyer Jack, who is now 3 seconds behind Woody. And we've only just started the 3rd lap. So I think Woody, at this rate of knots, will be possibly a pit stop ahead of Destroyer Drac if he continues at this pace. I mean, 4 seconds nearly before, well, 3.5 seconds halfway through lap 3, and it will be 4 seconds before the end of this lap, as I think the cars behind, I thought they were starting to battle, but they're just following in suit there. Tesco's is probably the closest one behind any of them to make any moves at the moment. Don't know if he'll want to do it there, but he'll want to get it done quickly because he'll want to catch up to the cars ahead. Toborito doing a fantastic job in the Williams there in P8. F1 Hack in P9 in the other Alpine. And William rounding out the top 10. And then I think Tesco's gets past Hybrid. Hybrid will have DRS as well, so he'll look to try and maybe counter that one, but he will not. Stays behind him, and KL and Drac side by side through turn 3. KL couldn't get the job done. Destroyer Drac doing a great job of defense there, but KL now looking like he was going round the inside now, sorry, of Destroyer Drac, but Destroyer Drac having none of that, shuts the door and says, keep trying. Let's see what we got. We got cars. Tesco's up now as who was that? Free Range, who was possibly got tapped by someone. I'm not quite sure. Jar Jar, I think he has let Free Range back through. So has Jar Jar, has he got any damage, or has he just let everybody through that he thinks he did something wrong? But yeah, he's let everybody through. He was up in P5. Oh, he does have damage as well, so that's why. So it's not the greatest things happen. Free Range obviously went round, but Jar Jar, I think, has gone into the side of him and obviously taken off his front wing. As you now see WBAKL sticking behind Destroyer Drac there as close as he wants, but he doesn't make the move into the corner. Stays behind him for another lap. He's got to try and work out when is going to be the best time to get past Drac. It's got to be possibly just before the start-finish straight, but he's having a look down the inside there. Is there enough room? Is there going to be contact? It looks clean as a whistle right now. They're still side by side, but Destroyer Drac does still hold on as Tesco's flies down the inside of KL, but doesn't manage to keep it. But I don't know where that came from. We saw an opportune moment and he took it, but unfortunately it did not come off. But that has given Drac a little bit of breathing space to KL behind him. As I say that, KL closes right up. I know we have some battles going off elsewhere, but I kind of want to stick with that one at the moment. We've got two Mercedes battling each other. Titan picks up time penalty for multiple warnings. But I just want to nip back up to here because we're coming up to the start finish now. Drac has 0.6 of a gap between him and KL, so that will probably help him in his defence down the pit straight. But what's going to happen between KL and Tesco's is Tesco's looked like he was going a bit wide there. I wonder if that'll give him a track limit warning. But Tesco's now right up behind KL. Is he going to go probably too far back to make a move this lap? But he is really gunning for that place now. He wants to get past it. As William gets past F1 Hack into turn 1 there, and he is on his merry way to try and get past the Williams of Toborito in front of him. As Bakey Gaming gets past King Luke. King Luke touches. King Luke's lost a bit of his front wing. Was that from before? And he's just carried on. But Bakey Gaming up into P10, getting past King Luke's Haas there. William is half a second behind Toborito. They seem to have formed a little bit of a gap here, about 3 tenths between each of them, if not a little bit more. But the closest one is KL to Drac. He's dropped Tesco's by about 2 or 3 tenths there. Is he trying to save up some battery? Is KL now saying this is a time I need to get past Drac if I want any chance of keeping Tesco's behind me? Because I think Tesco's is definitely wanting to get past him, but it will come down to, I think, pit stops this evening. Because once you're in this train, it is, if you lose this train, you're out. It's very difficult to get back in, but KL has got a great exit out of the final corner, but Drac has got all the battery in the world. But KL is closing fast, and he's closing fast. Drac goes to the inside, and he covers him off very nicely. Nothing KL could do there, but Toborito, William gets past Toborito. Toborito's Williams. So William now looking to close up on the hybrid kick of hybrid as Baker Gaming and King Luke going side by side. Baker Gaming again getting past King Luke. I wonder if King Luke managed to stay with him, get the DRS, and then get past him down to start a finish straight. We'll nip back up to the P battle for P2 this evening, and it is very, very close up ahead here. Drax, KL and Tesco's both on the medium tyres, so Drax tyres will start to gain that advantage now. Is this this horrible camera angle? Is it going to be the time where his tyres come together and he starts pulling away from KL? He's already about half a second ahead now. Got a few more corners before the end of the lap, as Woody has clean gone into the distance. They can only just about see him, but he's almost like a little dot there, as KL now looking for the greatest exit. It wasn't the greatest exit there from KL. He's dropping back a little bit. That'll give Drac the breathing space, but it will also mean that Tesco's could possibly close up on KL, but KL is burning all his battery to get back up to behind the Alpine of Destroy Drac, but doesn't manage to do anything this time. Free range and F1 hack goes side by side. Free range desperately holding on to that position, but I think he's going to have to admit defeat. He doesn't. He goes back up the inside of the F1 of F1 hack in the Alpine, holds the inside line there, and manages to keep that Alpine behind him. And it was King Luke I was thinking of with the damage, not free range. Salty Stevens picks up a 3-second penalty for warnings, be track limit warnings. Just nip back to this one because these are two are the closest on track at the present time. Let's see. We go back up to here because they'll come into the end of the lap. But KL is kind of dropping out of the DRS of Drac here, so the tyres are starting to wear off for KL. Has he got enough of a gap? Did he get that DRS that he will desperately need if he wants to hold Tesco's back? But I think he has. Drac goes very defensive onto the other side of the track. KL does not follow him, but he does have DRS, so that will definitely have helped him stay within touching distance of Drac. As we've got Titan coming into the pits now, is the first of the medium runners to make that pit stop. Is he going to go for a 2-stop, or is he going to go for a very, very long 1-stop going onto the hard tyres? Woody still carrying on up in P1, nearly 6 seconds ahead now. Destroy Drac still holding on to P2, but KL is getting a bit close to this lap, so I wonder if Drac tried to pull away, used a bit too much battery, as KL now picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is not going to help him in his chances to finish in the top 3 this evening, I don't think. Unless something drastic happens, I think that might push him down into P7, although we still have the pit stops to come, as 50 Gent and King Luke going side by side. Batman picks up a penalty. I think King Luke dropping further back because of that damage to his front wing. I don't think he has the front end grip around corners, and that's what's costing him all these places and this time. But what is he to do? He will drop out of DRS if he comes into the pit. We've got the two Astons at the back now having their own little tussle, I think. Wacky Racer just holding ground over Jar Jar at the minute, but I think they will probably try and work together to try and pull up to the back of Titan and Moody, who are 10 seconds, 13 seconds ahead of them. When they're back up to the top 2 here, because we have KL right on the rear wing of Destroyer Drac. Wasn't able to make a move through the turn 1, so we're now through the end of sector 1, but he was a lot closer than that, as Adam now is a second of the medium tyres, I think the third, sorry, of the medium tyres. So he's definitely going out for 2 stops because he's put on another set of mediums, so he's carrying on as Jar Jar goes past Wacky. This will be interesting. I was just thinking that could cause a few problems there with Adam coming out the pits. Jar Jar goes up the inside. Adam gives him the space. Who is going to come out on top? I think Adam will have the advantage. He does have fresher tyres. Mind you, only by a couple of laps, but he does have fresher tyres. As KL has dropped out of DRS of Destroyer Jack, but he does bail into the pit, so I think that he knew that time was now. He had to come into the pit. Tesco's carrying on his way. William carries on up into P5. Free range goes up into P6. Hobrito P7. KL. Is he going to go for a long stint on the hard? Is he going to be able to do that? But what is everybody else going to do? We've got yellows in sector 2. Sector 2, that'd be for Jar Jar getting out of the way. No, he'll obviously run wide because he was right next to Adam. So I wonder if there's been any contact. Here, there is a little damage on Jar Jar's front wing there. So I wonder surely that's gonna be a damage limitation. Now just finished the race, unless there's a safety car. Is wacky. Dropped out of DRS, but it does have it for this particular straight, but I don't know if he'll manage to hold it for the next straight, as Tesco's 2 seconds behind Destroyer Drachno. Hybrid will have DRS coming through into the start-finish straight, which also means he's also on the hard tyres, so he'll be able to stay out longer than Tesco's, and this will benefit Hybrid a lot more than anybody else. Is Tesco's coming in? No, Tesco's not coming in. He doesn't have DRS. Is Hybrid going to be able to get past the Ferrari into turn 1? Just riding on board, closing, pulls out, goes to the inside, clean as you like. Tesco's is still fighting it around the outside, but I don't know if he'll manage to. Oh, Tesco does. He's still battling up the inside. He's holding Hybrid back, but I think Hybrid now has the inside line to the next corner. Is Hybrid? Hybrid has done it. He's moved up into P3, so he is on hard tyres. I think Destroyer Drac is on hard tyres as well, and Woody is on the medium tyres, and he still has a 6-second advantage, although that is coming down because I'm fairly sure that was 7.5 few laps ago. So his tyres are going. Drac's tyres are coming in. Hybrid also on the hard tyres. Looked a bit squirrely there, but Tesco is on the medium tyres, so he'll be coming into the pit soon as well. So that will give Hybrid the chance to come out, stay out for a few laps longer, and if necessary hold up the drivers for Woody to obviously close up and then pass if necessary later on in the race. We have Tesco's P4. He's just within touching distance of Hybrid still, so he will have DRS down the pit straight, but I think he'll be coming into the pits now. He is, as Woody also comes into the pits. Destroyer Drac takes the over the lead of the race. Sorry, Hybrid moves up to P2. Woody in P3, putting on the hard tyres. So I think he will try and go to the end. Look very slow coming out of the pits there, so I think he will come out and stay in P3. I think he might have timed this well, but we have Bakey Gaming going up the inside. Bakey Gaming going up the inside of Batman. Batman going around the outside, sorry, and taking over P3. So Woody has got to pass Bakey Gaming and Batman to get to P3 behind his teammate. We'll just have a look at the tyres there. So Woody, fresh tyres. Everybody in front of him has yet to pit. Bakey Gaming is on old medium, so he shouldn't cause probably too much of an issue with the fresh hard tyres that Woody does have on. But also Bakey Gaming is battling Batman, who is also on old tyres, but old 10 lap old hard tyres, sorry. So does have a bit more of an advantage. Wacky Racer comes into the pits for a new set of boots, picks up a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Not a great day out for the Astons at the moment. Jar Jar now up into 17th, getting past Moody, who I think has just come into the pits as well. So Jar Jar, 3-second warning for multiple track limit warnings, I believe. Destroyer Drac still continuing on his way. Hybrid 2 still continuing. Batman P3 further 15 seconds behind. Woody needs to get past Baker Gaming now, and Baker Gaming is coming into the pits as I say that, so will cause no issue to Woody whatsoever. Has DRS, so he'll be able to close down on Batman. Will he make a move into turn? Well, he does! Batman, I don't know if he even put up a fight or went wide, but Woody now up into P3 with fresh tyres, looking to close down onto his teammate now. I'm not sure Batman, I don't even know what Batman did. Did he lock up and just go wide, or? But that seemed like he almost gifted that position over to the kick driver there. Hybrid, we saw, picked up a penalty for multiple track limits as well. That will not help his chances with the kicks team this evening, but then again, there are a fair few penalties out there this evening. Drac still continuing on his way, 3 seconds up the road from Hybrid. Yeah, so far then we've got Williams and Tesco's, not Williams and Tesco's, William and Tesco's battling out for 7th and 8th at the moment. I think Tesco's has the fresher tyres. We'll just have a quick look at the tyres again, because I forgot. William, no, they're relatively new, so Tesco does have fresher tyres by a lap. But as you can see, everybody's pretty much gone for the hards, except for Titan, Stevens and Adam, who I think are all three will be 2 stopping this evening. We have a look at penalties. We've got 3 seconds for Hybrid, 6 seconds for Batman, 3 seconds for Luke and KL. As I say that, Titan picks up 3-second warning. Free range 3 seconds, Titan 6 seconds now, Salty's 3, Adam Sweet 3, Jar Jar 3, and Wacky Racer 10, which I believe is a pit stop, a pit drive-through, or a 10-second pit. He was speeding in the pits. That's what he was doing. He was speeding in the pits. And this is, I think this is the closest battle we have on track at the minute. Well, King Luke is behind the McLaren of Batman. King Luke's still running with the damaged front wing, so not causing him too much in the line of speed. He's probably losing a bit through the corners, but there are quite a few fast straights on this track, which will probably help him just stay within touching distance of the car ahead, and hopefully just pick up anything. If people run wide, he'll just casually stroll on by. Woody now 13 seconds behind his teammate, looking like it's fairly balanced out there at the moment. Woody, I say that he is closing down quite quickly. Wacky picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple, and Toborito picks up another 3-second as well. So at the current time, we have Drac keeping it clean, still out there on the old hard tyres, 16-lap old tyres now. Woody also keeping it clean right now. Tesco's and both Ferraris, Tesco's and William, keeping it clean for the Ferraris at the present time. F1 Hack for the Alpine, keeping it clean. Baker Gaming for the Williams, keeping it clean. 50 Gent for the Mercedes, and Moody for the Red Bull, keeping it clean. So I think we have one for each team keeping it clean this evening, except for the Athens. We are faltering there. Destroy Drac. Hybrid is closed down a little bit. Woody now down to just over 11 seconds behind his teammate, who has still yet to pit. So his closest rival, I think, is Batman at the moment. No, Batman has us up. So KL is the closest guy on track to him, and he is 9 seconds behind Woody after the pit stops. So I don't, unless Woody does something astronomically crazy, like getting a 3-second time penalty, I don't see him really having a struggle for the race win. Obviously, we still have Drac to pit, and he was the closest behind Woody at the time Woody came in. So it's still holding around 13 seconds. KL now 10 seconds further, but obviously both Woody and KL have time penalty. Batman comes into the pits. Tesco's and William, both Ferraris, up into P4 and 5 respectively. KL only a further second up the road, and it does look like the Ferraris are both closing in on him. as we have, I think, pep stops galore down the bottom. But we have the two Ferraris closing in on the Visa RB of KL. Is this going to be a bit of teamwork here, helping each other get past and up into P3 and P4 respectively? Be good points tonight for the Ferrari team if they can do that. Early on lap 17, so still fair few laps to go. A Destroyer Drac now comes into the pits. We'll keep an eye on where Woody is. Woody will take over the lead, but how far behind will Drac come out? As KL coming down this back straight now. Woody puts in the fastest lap of the race. Drac coming out of the pits now, trundling down the start finish. I mean, he's gonna get caught by the RB and the Ferraris here. This could cause all sorts of dramas now, but he is far enough behind them, but that's not helped him. He will have fresher tyres than the other guys in front of him now, as he has at least 5 laps of fresher tyres now than the cars in front of him, and he is on the quicker tyres. But will they last a full 11 laps, give him the speed to catch up to the cars ahead of him and to pass them? Is he going to be able to do that? There's King Luke and Adam Sweet there switching places. Not been, I think, the greatest races for the Haas team this evening. See Luke having the, was it Luke that had the damage? I think it was, which is why he's dropped further down. But now with Tesco's and William catching up to KL, Destroyer Drac is able to catch up to them as well, but he's bringing free range, although he's a further second a bit down the line, does have a penalty, but he's bringing him along nicely with him, and that will bring Hybrid as well. Hybrid obviously just come out of the pits. He'll want to get up to the podium positions if he can. It's not far off. I mean, he is within touching distance, as they're just about maybe 2 seconds up the road. Oh, we're going to see Tesco's going for a move down the inside on KL. We are seeing a move, but KL is fighting around the outside. I think he's going to get pushed away. They're still side by side. KL back down the inside of Tesco's, keeping it clean. Good racing from both drivers there. But now William, is he going to have a look down the inside of his teammate? Thinks better of it, but the Destroyer Drac Alpine is now hunting down William. So William's got to keep his eye out for both in front of him and behind him now, because these 4 drivers are getting quite close together, as Hybrid now also nearly within a second of the cars in front, and Free Range also in the other Visa RB behind. He will hopefully get within the DRS zone, into the DRS zone as well. But KL, brilliant defending there by the RB driver to hold on to P2 and keep Tesco's behind him. The tyres are, that is the tyre situation. Destroyer Drac and Hybrid on the fresher tyres, 1 and 2 lap old respectively. Woody on 6 lap old tyres, 7 lap old tyres now, and Tesco's on 6 lap old tyres. That is the current tyre situation. So Hybrid now, all this little gaggle of cars here, all battling out for P2, and KL going very defensive earlier on to get the best line into the corner. Batman picks up a penalty again. William getting Drac getting past William. William trying to hold on, but Drac does have the medium tyres. He is on the faster tyres now, and this will come into play, but he's got to make good use of them, and good use of them as quick as he can if he wants any chance to hold on to P2 this evening, or get back up into P2. But I don't see it being too much of a problem. It's just how far ahead he can get of KL once he passes both him and the Ferrari behind him. So yeah, that's what we have right now. We got Salt Stevens coming into the pits. We haven't had a retiree this evening as well. I would like to commend all the drivers, some further behind others than they would much like to be, but they're all still running. We have just over 9 laps to go. Is this, as Wacky picks up a penalty as well for multiple warnings, is this going to be the lap that Drac gets past Tesco's? He's on 2-lap-old tyres, 3-lap-old tyres now. They're going to start wearing off round about sort of lap 25, 26. So he needs to get them done as quick as possible. He's closing, but it doesn't help that Tesco's in front of him has DRS as well, trying to get past KL. Doesn't manage to do it, but he's now put himself further into the clutches of Destroyer Drac, trying desperately to find where he can get past the Ferrari in front of him. I would like to say also the 3rd, 4th and 5th all have 0 penalties at the moment, so this is going to be a great finish for them, because currently they are racing for P2 on track, as well as after the race post penalties included. But on track we are still racing for P2. Track sort of backed off a little bit from the back of the Tesco's Ferrari there, doesn't want to burn his tyres up, sitting behind him for the entire lap, so just trying to keep tabs on him, keeping close by, and then waiting to pounce at the right moment, as he is literally all over the back of that Ferrari there. Had to back out a little bit, drops about another 10.5 behind. Salty Stevens picks up a penalty for multiple warnings. Is this going to be the corner that Drac gets past Tesco's, or is it going to be the corner that Tesco's gets past WKL? We're coming down the straight. We have an Aston coming out of the pits, but I think that won't cause too much of a problem for these 3 drivers, as Tesco's doesn't manage to get past KL and Drac doesn't get past Tesco's, but Drac almost pushing the Ferrari around the exit of P1 into 2 and 3. And there's a lot closer coming out of P3, and he's going to move on the inside. Will they keep each other space? No contact there. Very good driving from the pair of them. I don't know if Drac maybe backed out at the last minute, just kind of showed him the door, showed him that he was there. But yeah, Drac definitely does need to get past Tesco's. He has probably got to get it done within, well, he's got to get past Tesco's and KO. He's got to get it done within the next 2 laps, I reckon. Otherwise his tyres will be of no use, and the hard tyres will come into play and cause him a few dramas towards the end of this race. I say towards the end, we've only got another 7 laps to go. And it's been quite a fantastic race this evening. We're just, I know I haven't really looked round, but I want to stick with this battle because it is a battle for P2 on track, as we have a kick of Hybrid looking to get past William now. William dropped a bit further behind Drac now. I don't know where to stay. I want to see all of it. As Drac now looking to get past Tesco's round the outside, but he's going to get held up. Will Drac go back for the old switcheroo? Doesn't manage to do it, but he's now around the outside of Tesco's, pushing Tesco's through the corner. And I think Drac is showing his frustrations here, because he's again looking, but he's not managing to do it. He's getting very frustrated behind the back of that Ferrari. Desperately needs to get past him, but while this is happening, it gives KL a bit of freedom to focus on his race and know that Drac is trying to also get past Tesco's. So Tesco's have got to be looking front and back, eyes everywhere for Tesco's at the moment. Hybrid still wanting to get past William. We've got a good number of cars. We've got 6 cars battling for P2 at the minute, and this could go any way on track. One little movement, one little twitch from a driver while they're trying to make a move, or while they're trying to defend, and this could cause chaos for the rest, as Free Range picks up a penalty for multiple warnings. As here we go down the start finish straight again, KL taking that very wide line down the pit straight, almost hugging the wall. It does look like Drac is a bit close to the Tesco's, but again he can't do anything. Tesco's looks like he's a bit close to KL there. Again, not able to do anything. I think Drac's tyres will start to be wearing off now. I don't know if he's going to be able, even if he does get past Tesco's now, I don't know if he's going to be able to do anything to keep him back, as KL picks up a time penalty again. But he's doing a fantastic job, aside from the penalties, of keeping Tesco's behind him, and while also keeping that car facing the right way. Not always staying within the white lines, but this track is renowned for its very strict policy on track limits. I might just have a quick look at Woody, see how he's getting on. He might be having a cup of tea. Let's go on board, see what he's doing. Hey. Oh, he's playing on Mario Kart again. KL. Still, Tesco's right behind him. Drac is closer now than I think he's probably been in the last 3 or 4 laps to Tesco's. It all depends on this exit now. Does Drac get the better exit? I think Drac has. He's closing now. I think it has to be now. He has to get past Tesco's if he wants any chance. Tesco's pulls out to get past KL. I think Tesco's is going to do past KL. KL is going to defend around the outside. He will have the inside line for the next corner. And he still manages to hold Tesco's back. I thought that was going to be Drac making a move on Tesco's, but I think he was caught out by how quickly they caught KL. And that kind of put him off for going in for the move on Tesco's. So Tesco's holds on to P3. KL holds on to P2. Free range and hybrid swapping places there. So hybrid losing out to free range in this little battle for P6 and 7 at the moment. But again, it's still a battle for P2 because anything could happen to the top two. Well, not top two. Anybody in front of free range at the minute. They're all so close together. One driver could take all of them out. Okay, let's see. Have we got any other close battles? I know there's an Aston close together. Woody picks up a penalty. I'm not sure it's going to cause too much of an issue. It will mean that you won't obviously get the extra points for a clean race, as that is still out of his hands. Tesco's or Drac? Tesco's or Drac? Who's going to get the move done now? Drac desperately wanted to get past that Ferrari, but the Ferrari has been causing a lot of problems. Tesco's now goes to the inside. Is he going to be able to hold it? Is he going to get the drive off this corner? Is KL going to hold it again? Again, KL holds the outside line and inside line into the next corner. Holds back the Ferrari. All while Drac is watching impatiently, I would probably say. He's not happy behind the back of that Ferrari. Think his chance is gone to make any improvement if he does get past him, or any sort of move on KL in front, because KL seems to have Tesco's his card on the old how to defend and what he's going to do. I think he's kind of wary of where Tesco's is going to go for it, and just manages to get the right amount of distance before turn 1, and then still holding it back. He has the grip on the outside, which then becomes the inside for the following corner. Drac now closer to Tesco's, and Tesco's, who's going to make the move? We've got William defending from free range there, I think. William going a little bit wide, still keeping it clean. KL down the start, finish straight we go. Here we go again. Take 5, 6, 7. I think KL's got a bit more of a gap this time, but it's closing fast. Tesco's is closing rapidly, lows to the outside again. Think this time he might have it done. He doesn't. KL defends the outside line this time. So I say Tesco's went to the outside again. This time Tesco's went to the outside to try and get the switch to the inside. But KL again held him back. Wasn't going to be put out by any move that Tesco's was doing. Then we've got Bakey Gaming getting past Iron Batman there into turn 1 for P10 at the minute. King Luke getting past 50 Gent. Free range still behind William. Drac still behind the other Ferrari of Tesco's. Then you have KL putting up a great defence against Tesco's here. 4 or 5 laps now. He's held his own into turn 1. into turn 2, keeping it there and really frustrating Tesco's. Is Tesco's going to be able to get past him on track? Got 2 laps to go. We have a little look at Woody. There he goes. Across the line. Starting on his 28th lap. 2 laps to go. What's going to happen at the end of this lap? I think Tesco's a little bit too far back this time. Drac is staying down straight down the line. He won't get a toe, but I don't know why he didn't follow Tesco's over to try and get a little toe with him, because Tesco's was a lot further back. But Drac a little bit closer to Tesco's now as we're rounding the last, coming round for the penultimate lap now. Woody 13 seconds ahead, and even with penalty, let's just have a quick look at the penalties there. 6 seconds and another 6 seconds to KL. So he will finish P1 as long as he finishes 6 seconds ahead of Tesco's. But he's had a very say probably quite a boring race really for him. Like, he haven't really had to defend too much after the end of lap 1. He was already a second and a half ahead, so it's fairly easy racing for Woody this evening in the kick. But here is the battle for P2 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in it now. Hybrid has dropped back over a second behind Free Range. We've got 5 cars in the battle for P2. Remember, 1 car could cause chaos and other people could come through, but KL looks like he's got a big enough advantage over Tesco's this lap. Drac is a bit closer, but I don't know if he's going to be close enough to make a move into turn 1. He doesn't. And again, we just follow through as 50, then getting past Batman around the final couple of corners there. Is Tesco's going to get past KL, or is Drac going to manage to get past Tesco's? These are the questions we would love to have answers to. Would he been in a league of his own today? He was in a league of his own from the first lap in qualifying. He was in his own little world. He hasn't even looked back from P1 at all, apart from coming out of his pit stop in P5. I think he came out, but everybody in front of him had yet to stop, and once he took back the lead, he hasn't seen, I don't think he's seen a car in his sights for a fair few number of laps. We have yellow flags in sector 3 where all these cars are going. I'm not sure what that was for. It's Free Range has, I'm not sure what happened to Free Range, but sorry, Woody come across the line. Tesco's P2. Tesco does manage to get past Drac. Drac, I'm so sorry, I missed that. No, Drac doesn't get past Tesco's, does he? William up into P4. KL drops down to P5 after penalties. Hybrid P6. Free Range in 7th. I don't know what happened to Free Range there. Hack comes across the line in P8 but finishes P7. Tobrito up to P8. Free Range down to P9. Bakey Gaming coming across the line now, finishes in 10th. King Luke 11th. Iron Batman P12. 50 Gent coming across the line. P13, no, yes, 11. King Luke at 12. Titan 13th. Moody. Titan 14th. Salty 15th. Batman 16th. 17th. Alan the Sweet. Wacky Racer in 18th. And Jar Jar in 19th. So we had no retirees from the race this evening, so very well done to all the drivers this evening. But yeah, your race winner this evening has been Woody. Warner Forest ran out of fuel towards the end of the race. Can I do interviews? I mean, I can try. I don't know what questions. You lot ask me the questions, and I'll ask the driver. How about that? I'm not good on thinking of questions on the spot. What am I going to say to Woody? How was your race today? He's like, standard. But there you have him, Woody on top spot with the kick. Alpine P3 and a Ferrari in P2. If KL hadn't have had those penalties, I think he would have been up into P2. He did a great defence of P2 on track from everybody else. But there's your race winner this evening, Mr. Woody, in the kick, spraying the champagne everywhere, having the time of his life. Probably having more entertainment than he is now than he was while driving, to be fair. Look at the result for the Assassins. What a result it was for the Assassins. At least you got fastest lap, Jar Jar. At least you got fastest lap. But Woody, your race winner. Driver of the day is going to be William. Batman will be the most overtakes. And Jar Jar with the fastest lap, which is ironic because I think he was last. I can't remember. This is for Jar Jar. How are you so fit and race so well? Yes, that's the question we all want to ask. Yeah, sorry I didn't get to say that, but yeah, that has been your tier 2 race this evening. I don't know what's happening. I think I'll try and do an interview with Woody. Let's see. Woody, let's just try and can I invite? Let's go. Where's Woody? There he is. Woody, come to chat. Woody, I know you can hear me. Woody. I don't know. I'll go down to their chat then. Lads, we're still live. We're still live. Woody, how do you feel? How was the race? Looked very tough for you this evening.
Yeah, it was a sweat fest.
Yeah, it looked like you were really struggling with the tyres there. He was really struggling with the tyres, I thought. Not sure you chose the right strategy there, but great race for you. How'd you feel?
Me, terrific. I can't complain. Do you know what I mean? Track done me a solid, starting on the hard tyres, gave me the gap.
Yeah.
As soon as I went onto the hards, I knew I would catch them and create a gap, so it was just a management race.
You did a fantastic job on that. And yeah, how much fuel did you have towards the end of that race? Because you must have been sort of saving back a little bit there.
0.06.
Too much fuel. But yeah, congratulations on your race today and your win. And good luck for your future races.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
There you go. That was Woody for his little interview on the spot. Probably really bad interview. I'm sorry about that. But tomorrow we have tier 3 and we are racing in Singapore, I believe. Where are we? Tier 3, yeah, 8 o'clock, racing in Singapore. So do join us for tomorrow night, and we shall see you then. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Iron Shin, and this has been UFRL. Thank you and good night.